Alright my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new series here on DanXG. We're going to finally, my friends, get cracking with the F1 Manager 22. I kind of teased that we were going to be doing this series some time ago when the game was announced, and I've been so busy recently with the football channel and with some of the other content on this one, I just haven't got round to it. But we are finally today going to crack on with a brand new series. Now, we're about to set up a brand new career. I don't know how long ago it was, but I did run a poll on the channel for you guys to decide who we were going to be taking control of. I will put the results of that poll on the screen right now, and it was a landslide victory for Aston Martin. Gotta be honest, I was very surprised. And also, you're going to see how long I've been watching F1 for. I put Toro Rosso, which are now obviously known as AlphaTauri. Yeah, schoolboy. Anyway, let's get on with this career mode.
Formula One. A sport that spans hearts, minds and nations, where the 20 best drivers in the world come together to take on some of the world's most historic circuits. And that legacy continues today. The 2021 championship was thrilling from start to finish, and 2022 is set to be even better. New regulations will usher in an age of pioneering changes. New driving talent alongside returning champions will be dueling it out to the bitter end. The pressure will be on the team principals in the upcoming season as they manage their drivers, their cars and the whole team to push to victory. This is not a challenge for the faint-hearted. This is Formula One. 2021 was Aston Martin's first full season in Formula One. They roared onto the scene with Sebastian Vettel, the legendary four-time world champion, in one of those coveted driving seats. Despite some teething problems in testing, Aston Martin gave a solid showing and finished the season in 7th place overall. Heading into 2022 with Lance Stroll and Vettel behind the wheel, Aston Martin have the potential to become regular podium contenders. But it's going to take strong leadership and shrewd investment to get them there.
Now, Aston Martin, as you've just heard, that's the team we're taking control of. Car performance is 9 out of 10 cars. That's a bit of a worry. Drivers 7 out of 10. We've got 10 out of 10 for the staff and 5 out of 5th out of 10 for the headquarters. These are our drivers. Our reserve driver is Nico Hulkenberg, and then there is a little information should you wish to take a read. Based out of Silverstone in the UK, so actually quite a cool little team for us to be taking control of. Okay gang, so I guess I'm going to do this as like a let's play. I'm going to show you around the menus and whatnot to begin with. Now what I'm going to say with this series is I can imagine it being quite lengthy because the races take quite a while, as does qualifying and whatnot. I'm not going to be showing you practice during the course of the series. If people want to see it, like enough people want to see it, then I might consider doing it every now and then. But I've played the game a little bit just to kind of get to grips with it and learn the ropes. And practice really is just kind of used to tweak your car and get it ready and get it into the best place possible for when you go to qualifying. It's a good place to test new parts that you can make and stuff as well. So just to kind of get the videos down a bit, you know, the length of the videos down, I'm going to eliminate kind of practice from the videos, but like I say, on the off chance if you do want to see it, maybe like every 10th episode or whatever, we could do a longer video, then I'd be happy to show you. But I'm just going to run through all the menus for anyone that's kind of new to the game, not seen it, just so you can kind of understand what's going on. So obviously the home screen, this is basically where all of the basic information is going to be shown, the place where your team is, you know, in the drivers and the constructors championships, your drivers, how they're doing, all your upcoming events and the next race. We go to the inbox. Obviously this is just your news, the stuff you're going to find, and they're just being introduced to the team. Calendar is what it says on the tin. Essentially you can click on the dates and you can find out what's going to be done. You can basically see when your races are going to be, practice, qualifying, when new parts are going to be finished. The circuits, obviously you can go through all your circuits, you can get a really good rundown to kind of make sure that your cars are going to be at their best for each of the races. The race here, as you can see, this is all your performance targets and your circuit info. So essentially your performance targets, these are things you've got to try and hit over the course of the race weekend so that your sponsors will then pay out their bonuses essentially, and it's really important to do so because obviously you need that for your team's budgets and whatnot. This is your car. You can develop new parts, you can develop enough so you can keep them in the warehouse, you can do analysis on your cars, you can upgrade the cars as well. Like, the cars don't have to be the same. You know, car one could obviously test parts one race weekend, keep the other one default, and so on. You've got your drivers. This is just kind of telling you how your drivers are getting on, their development and morale and all that sort of stuff. As you're going to see, all of our drivers are into the last year of their deals. In real life, Sebastian Vettel's actually retiring. I'm wondering if that's going to be the case on the game. Obviously, a former world champion would be quite cool to keep him around. Lance Stroll, obviously the owner's son, so that's an interesting one. And then Nico Hulkenberg is a very good driver in his own right. Your staff menu, this is essentially what it says on the tin again. You've got your technical chief, your head of aerodynamics, race engineers, and then you can, you know, scout for new members of the team and whatnot, and you kind of use these you know, staff to perform abilities throughout the team. You've got your facilities, which we are going to take a look at in a moment. We've got nearly $32 million to start with, which is really interesting. That's a lot more. I did my first little playthrough with Alfa Romeo, and they did not have that. They had probably half the funds. So we can look at staff facilities, operational facilities, and car development. The board, this is going to where you check your budgets, your team ratings, your profile, and the confidence that the board has in you. Obviously, we've just started, so you know, they're satisfied at the minute. We're going to be a bit of a back marker, to be fair, this year, and then obviously you're going to see your cost caps, your sponsorships, and all that sort of stuff here, and then your standings at the end. So yeah, that's a very brief run through. So what I am going to do is go to the staff facilities to start with. Team Hub. 1.5 million, provide space for staff to take a break, which ups their effectiveness, morale, weekly experience. That will all go up a bit. We've got our scouting department, which would enable for more spaces, basically, so scout capacity. And then we've got our race simulator, which is already at 2, but again, that's weekly experience gained. Operations facilities, so the boardroom, I know that some of this is quite important for like making money. So weekly income is 13,000 at the moment for the tour centre. If we were to upgrade that, it would go up to 17,000. So it's just a way of making money. The memorabilia room is good for staff morale and team attractiveness. The helipad is good for team attractiveness and sponsor targets payouts, so that actually increases it by 2% should we go up again. Weather control center, forecast accuracy, if we were to go up with that. Hospitality, the team attractiveness would go up again. So yeah, I actually think I might upgrade some of this, especially the stuff that's under $1 million potentially, because I don't think you can really go wrong. Monthly upkeep will go up on that, but the race confidence and team attractiveness will go up. So I think the tour centre, monthly upkeep is 10,000. If we were to go up, it'd go up to 12,000, but we're getting 17,000. So I'm going to do that. Definitely going to do that. The tour centre. Memorabilia, I think we will do as well. The helipad, sponsorship target, no, I'm going to leave that for now, but we'll go back, and then I do want to look at the car development stuff, because we've got quite a big budget at this team. I'm really surprised at how much money we've got, to be honest with you. So I think that's why I'm going to take a quick look at it. Factory design, wind tunnel, 10 million. Wow. To go to the next level. 10 million on this one as well. And obviously this money has got to last for the season at the end of the day. So yeah, I think maybe then we will weekly experience will double in the staff. But I think actually I'm just going to do those two things for now. And then if we go to the cars and we were to go to the warehouse, usually it gives you an item that you can put on the car. Powertrain, ERS, gearbox. Yeah, so yeah, it gives you a different type of suspension basically. So I've only got one of them available, but if we were to take a look at the diagnostics, it actually is going to improve. the car. So I think we've only got one, so I'm going to install it on car 1. And then I am going to go to the car parts development and not current project but new, and then I'm going to manufacture another. I'm going to manufacture 3 because obviously you need parts in the background. So yeah, we'll develop a few more. So that's 2 for each car basically. So we'll develop those, and then do we start designing some other stuff? So as we've already seen, our car is very much behind the rest of the field. So I'm going to take a look at the chassis. Now you get X amount of hours and ATR periods during the season that you can use. This is all testing and stuff like that. So you've got to be really sort of frugal. You can't be too like, you've got to be really like limited with how much you really want to like give to each thing. But you're going to see the more you give, the actual better the results of the piece. So there is always that to think about. So the chassis, drag reduction, engine would be a lot better. It would just increase by a massive amount. I think the chassis is going to be something we really want to take a look at. So we only get 6 hours of this, and unless it's going to like increase it by a lot, like I think that would do enough. And then how much is that going to give us? It's not really going up by much, is it? But how about we do 5 and not really giving us too much on the top speed, high speed. Yeah, it's not giving us a lot, is it, to be fair? But I think obviously the more you're going to put into it, the more you get back, basically, is how it works. But yeah, for what you're going to get back, it's not like a huge amount. But we will. So now you can mess around with this, and you can either stay with balanced, or kind of move this around and see where it gets you, basically. So 46. So I want to. Do we go balanced and like leave it in the middle? I think we probably do, to be honest with you. How many engineers and the approach? So how many engineers we got available? 10. So this would be ready on the 4th of April. It's currently the 7th of March. I don't really want to rush it, to be honest, because the cost of approach goes up. That would get it to the 26th of March. That would get it to us for. I don't know if that's going to be the first race. But let's put 3 engineers on it, 150,000, get a new chassis in development. Let's get that started, shall we? So yeah, I'm just going to get that going. We got our new suspensions being built. So sponsorship targets and whatnot are all here, and yeah, we're just going to move on forward, gang, get to practice and all this sort of stuff, install parts, keep an eye on the emails and whatnot, and yeah, we'll keep on pushing through, basically. So the memorabilia room is finished, so that's gonna increase some stuff. Now the other thing I do want to do, I was just checking the staff. Head of aerodynamics and the technical chief are not exactly the best, are they? Our race engineers are very good, to be fair. But yeah. Do we... Scouting team of 2. Scouting department. Yeah, we don't want to be messing around with that, to be honest with you. Staff again. Scout key staff. So yeah, I want a technical chief I want to take a look at. We're going to go for the overall. So this guy's actually a free agent. And I'm going to do a detailed scout on him. And then the other thing was the head of aerodynamics. We're going to do a scout as well. 74 is a lot better than we've got. Now, I don't really want to be approaching anyone that's already at a team because I think that's going to cost us more money. So let's do a detailed scout on you as well. So that's going to take 30 days on both of them. But I think it's positions that definitely need filling with better people. So we're going to do that.
Welcome to the archipelago of Formula One. Bahrain might have a small land footprint, but it's showing its big spirit right now in the grandstands. Either way, it's time for another fantastic weekend of Grand Prix racing. The Bahrain International Circuit is a challenging track, and the cars routinely have to brake from high gear to low to take the narrow turns. With the need for downhill braking, the risk of locking up is one drivers will need to manage. It's all about focus and balance to get victory here. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. So, without further ado, let's get started.
So it's time for the Bahrain Grand Prix race weekend, gang. Obviously this is practice. I'm going to pop off and do this while we're right back in a moment, let you know how it went, and we will then crack on with qualifying. So practice 3 has just finished. This is pretty much where we were the whole of the practice weekend, 17th, 18th, and I kind of get a feeling that's going to be a telling on our race pace. You're going to see the track acclimatisation is 100% for both, car parts knowledge at 67%, and the setup confidence is pretty good, to be fair. So we're getting a good performance bonus from both of the drivers as we now head into qualifying, gang, and we are going to do this together. So Car 1 obviously has former world champion Sebastian Vettel in. Car 2 has Lance Stroll. So manage qualifying 1, and that is exactly what we're going to do.
Radio check, radio check.
Now, for anyone that hasn't seen any F1 manager, it is honestly, I think that in-race stuff is really amazing, and I really hope you enjoy it. I've decided not to do a face cam for this series, like I would a lot of my management sims. A lot of that is just because I think this is such a beautiful game, and it's better to just keep the whole screen basically. So we've got a car going out. I'm actually going to send Stroll out first. Obviously both going out on the softs. Bahrain's probably going to be a 3-stop race. So let's select Stroll so we can follow him around. There's a bunch of different camera angles that you can do, different speeds during the race. I tend to start on 1 and then kind of move it around as I go on. It's just the way I've been doing it. So let's just get Strolly around the track basically. It's in auto at the moment, just as he warms the car up, but I might take control for qualifying this time around just so we can kind of really push the car to its limits. But yeah, he's going to be coming around, so we'll get him to the bottom of this straight and then potentially we will take control. So we've got our ERS, we've got our tyres and our pace and how much we can push. And we are going to really attack this from the off as we round that last corner. We'll do this lap. In just normal speed, so you can kind of see the car as it drives around. These are the camera angles, gang. Really cool stuff. I really like the cinematic camera, to be honest with you. But yeah, we're going to push, and obviously the mechanics and stuff like that, team radio. They let you know if it's not going to go too well. Obviously, there are people out there on their warm-up laps, which a bit of traffic out there could affect our lap. But the track is obviously going to rubber in, and you know, racetracks are dynamic, so it'll get quicker as the qualifying session goes on. I think it's going to be a big ask to get out of Q1, to be honest with you. Looking at our pace during qualifying.
Do what you can to keep the tyres cool.
I'm going to just drop that down to aggressive, just try and cool those tyres off a bit. Obviously, each driver's got their own driving style and stuff like that, but we're going to round the second to last corner here. And there's so many cars on the racetrack. There really, really are. And we're going to see what sort of time Lance has put in here. And kind of putting a marker down for the team. He's going to be taking the checkered flag. And he's a 1:34 by the looks of things, so yeah, not the greatest of laps, so we're just going to harvest that. He is going to return to the garage, so I think what I'm going to do is speed through a bit, and I'm going to wait until the track clears up a bit before I send Vettel out there. There's a lot of cars out on that racetrack at the moment, and I do not like the look of it, basically, but yeah, we're going to be really off the pace. Verstappen's put in a 1:31. Obviously, I don't expect us to be anywhere near the Red Bulls, but you know, it's a little bit of a worry. We've had a car run wide. Now I'm going to click on this. You're going to see he's probably barely run wide. Oh no, for a change he actually has. A lot of the time it says stuff like that, and they really haven't. We're going to send Vettel out now. I'm not sure if these are on warm-up laps or returning or whatever, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are coming back in. So we'll speed this up. We'll get Vettel around the track, get him to that second to last corner. Then we'll take control of his first lap. As you can see, Magnussen's on a flying lap. He just went past us there. But no, there are still a fair amount of cars out on that racetrack, aren't there? So, yeah, we're going to get Vettel pretty much to where we want him. And then we are going to take control of the car. And as we round this last corner, we are going to go pedal to the floor. And I'm going to see what he can do. And again, I'm going to show you the first lap just on normal speed so you can kind of see how Vettel's doing. And then I think for the rest of Q1, we'll try and speed through it a bit and we'll get to the race. I would imagine these episodes are going to be quite lengthy game because I've played the game a little bit and qualifying and the race can take up quite a bit of time. Today's episode will probably be a bit longer as well because there's a lot to introduce you to where the game's concerned. So yeah, I hope you don't mind me kind of just showing you how this is all going. But that 3 seconds there, that's a real worry that is for Lance Stroll. As far as the drivers have been out and done their lap, he is very much the slowest car on the racetrack at the moment. We're going to be hitting a lot of traffic with this flying lap for Vettel, aren't we?
So happy to let these tyres cool a bit.
Yeah, okay, we'll drop that down a bit.
Get back off. Okay.
And of course they're going to get in the way. This is going to be an awful lap just because the Haas was very much in the way there. I'm going to attack this last bit of the track.
So we just need to push now.
And we're going to see what happens, see what sort of lap Vettel puts in. And with the cars that are still yet to go, we're very much going to be in the knockout zone of this first qualifying session, I would imagine. Let's see what Vettel's done as opposed to his teammate. Let's hope he has gone up there. No, not at all. He had a terrible time of it. And I think a lot of that
drop back a bit.
was what's the traffic? So let's have a little look, shall we? 90%. I think we're gonna have to send him out. I really don't want to do this, but I'm gonna have to send him out on fresh softs, just to try and get him in to the next qualifying round.
We just need to charge up. Copy.
And he's going to head back to the garage. We're probably going to have to send Vettel out straight away, to be honest with you. So let's just speed this through a bit. Really speed it up. Get it to about 5 minutes, I think. And yeah, Vettel is nearly back. So I'm just going to reconfigure Vettel before I speed up and get it to about 5 minutes. And then I'm probably going to send Stroll out and then send Vettel out and see what happens, basically. But Vettel and Stroll, 19th and 20th at the moment. That does not make for good reading, does it, gang? It really doesn't. So I'm very worried at the moment. So yeah, we're at that point. I'm going to send out Lance Stroll. We're going to reconfigure. We're going to have to do this. We've not really got much choice. Got to try and get these guys through to the race if we can. I'm just going to leave it on automatic, I think, and see if that makes a difference to try and get these guys through. I'm going to send out Vettel now as well, because the racetrack is pretty clear at the moment, so let's see if that helps our cause. No one's out there. Stroll's on his fast lap. Let's see if Stroll can go any better. He's not going to hit any traffic. Vettel is on his flying lap. Vettel's going to hit all the traffic in the world, and that is not good. And Stroll has improved, but not enough. Not enough at all. He's only up to 17. Vettel's going to be starting dead last. He's hit all the traffic on his flying lap, and yeah, he's not improved, and that is a horror show of a qualifying for the team in its first race. And so there you have it, both drivers are eliminated from Q1. We're going to start 20th and 17th respectively.
Drivers are strapping themselves in, ready for race day.
Aston Martin did a good job during qualifying, and they're pretty much where everyone expected them to be on the grid. Now, it's up to them to defy expectations during the race itself. AlphaTauri did rather well in qualifying. Let's see if they can manage to achieve a strong start for the race itself. And we got a clear night here beneath a starry sky. If the weather holds steady, we should be in for a spectacular race indeed.
And there's going to be a lot for the teams to handle. So will the drivers and their cars be able to cope with the pressure? Let's find out right here at the Bahrain Grand Prix.
And here we go, gang.
And it's lights out and away
Lights
we go.
out. Here we go. I'm going to push both drivers early on. They're on the similar strategy. We're going to go soft, medium, soft. For some reason, I'm looking at this and my strategies have not taken effect. Oh no, that is not good. Let's just deploy.
You can use energy. Use energy.
There is a way to change the strategy, isn't there?
Energy if you need it. Okay.
Oh, why did my strategies not... Oh, this is a great way to start the first race, isn't it? Right, change strategy. I'm gonna... No, go back.
Doing a good job. Keep pushing.
Right, you're gonna go on that strategy. And that's the strategy I wanted you on. Right, okay. I don't know why that didn't take effect, to be honest with you, gang. But anyway, let's get back to the race. And yeah, we're just going to kind of settle in. Vettel's up to 19th, which is good to see. We've got Lance Stroll still kind of mooching along. So these tyres have got to get to around about lap 15, 16, 17, something like that. I'm going to push for the first few laps. I'm going to push for the first few laps. We'll get the tyres to potentially about 90%, and then I'll think about like easing off a little bit. Obviously, we will need to recharge. DRS is enabled. Vettel is up to 18th. Stroll's up to 16th. Right, we're just going to ease off on the tyres a little. We will harvest a little energy here and here. And yeah, we'll just ease off into the race now. Obviously, we don't want to be double stacking in the pit stop windows, so we will probably push one a bit harder than the other. One has got to go a bit further. We're at oh, there's been a collision.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Okay, let's see what's happened.
This.
Oh, please don't say it's one of my cars. And yes, of course, it's one of mine. That could potentially be a penalty there. That could potentially be a penalty. Could be some damage as well.
The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
Not good for Williams, but what's the condition of our car? I'm not sure which car it was.
Your safety car, slow down.
Yeah, okay.
Do we want? We don't want to pit. We don't need to pit.
No DRS.
Why have those tyres gone off so much? Really gone off. This one was at 76%. Everything else is fine, so it might not have been you. So let's just double check you, just in case. No damage. Okay, so Stroll is managing his tyres a lot better than Vettel is. Vettel's going to be in trouble. Vettel, I think, needs to go. No, shorter stint. So actually, Vettel's going to be pitting first, but that's a worry. That tyre condition is a bit of a worry, to be honest with you. Let's harvest some energy. So let's speed this up. Now, I understand it goes to this small window gang when I do speed it up, but normal race conditions resumed. I could do it to 2 speed if you want, so you can actually see the race, but obviously we've got 57 laps to get through. So if I do kind of mooch on forward into the ×4 or even ×8 at times during the course of the race, then you know, that's just the way the cookie's going to crumble. Otherwise, we could be here a long time trying to record these races, basically. So, yeah, just go have a little patience. But Vettel 18th, Stroll 16th, just 2 seconds off of... Right, so what we could probably do is push. We've got plenty of fuel, so we could definitely push where the fuel's concerned for a little bit of energy there. I'm going to continue to charge the battery and just see if this helps us a bit, because we've got 2 laps of extra fuel at the minute in Vettel's car, and yeah, we can definitely kind of use that fuel mixture to try and get a bit closer, but I would imagine the pack's going to pull away from us, to be honest with you, in this race. So let's just deploy a little extra energy here. 70% on those tyres. We're at lap 6 and we need to get to... where is it? Where is it? Oh, so Stroll's been overtaken. We've been caught up big time. We are a very slow car. We're going to be back markers in this race. So, yeah, Vettel's got a long way to go on this tyre. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it, to be honest with you.
Is that a lock-up?
Latifi's locked up. We might have to go light to get this where we want it. I don't think we're going to get this tyre to lap 16 is optimal window. So we've got at least another I don't know, 9 laps to go. 66%, and we will recover some of this fuel. That's not an issue. We definitely will recover some of that fuel as the race goes on, and pit stops and whatnot. So not too worried that we did up the engine mixture just to kind of catch up a little bit in the race. But if we're looking at the race, gang, you're going to see Stroll is very much well off the pace. If we were to look at the lap times of the drivers in and around us, yeah, we're pumping in 140s, 141s, and everybody else is kind of very similar at the moment. So there's not really too much we can do about that at the minute. So Vettel is pulling away from the 2 Williams, but we're essentially the second worst car on the grid. So I'm not really too surprised at where we find ourselves in this race, to be honest with you. It's going to be an uphill struggle all season long, to be honest. But this is the team you picked, and so you obviously wanted me to have a bit of a challenge, gang. And I am not opposed to that at all. Stroll is going along quite nicely. We will just deploy some extra energy from both cars. And now, just to try and push and catch up a little to the rest of the pack. We are hunting Michael Schumacher down. I do feel like Stroll is maybe closing in a little. Maybe not as much as I might potentially want. But yeah, he's definitely hunting him down to some extent, isn't he? The gap's about 2 seconds, nearly 3 seconds. So it was a lot worse than that. So we'll just see what Stroll can do. Stroll's got to get to lap 18. Vettel's got another 6 laps to go. It'd be interesting to see if he can make it, to be honest with you, on these tyres. Losing ERS. Oh, it's my fault, just not keeping an eye on that, to be honest with you. But yeah, I kind of felt like this was the way. Felt like this was the way the race was going to go, and it's definitely kind of gone that way. It was always going to be a struggle, this race, because we just don't have the pace this early in the season. It'll be interesting to see what the upgrades do for us as the season goes on, but early on, not to be. So in the save that I was, the team I used to kind of get used to the game, I was using Alfa Romeo, and I'm looking at Alfa Romeo at the moment, and they're in 12th and 5th. So yeah, that's probably why it's such a big difference, this time around. Why I'm a bit perplexed at me struggling at the back of the grid, to be honest with you. Latifi locked up. We haven't really got to worry about that. He's behind us. So yeah, it's reduced, doesn't it, the speed? So let's just speed this through, try and get to our pit window, because I think that's kind of where we need to get now, to be honest with you, gang. We're being left behind a little bit by the Haas now, but I'm not too surprised at that, to be honest with you. The tyres are really going to kind of fade away. I guess this is all we could really do, unless we could try and undercut, get our pit stops bang on the money. This is probably where our race is going to be, you know. Might as well deploy the battery while we've got it. Ocon spun at turn 8. Might as well take a look at that. Have a look at some of the action going on a bit further up the field. That's a strange spin. It's almost like he just caught the curb, and then he's caused one of the McLarens to have a bit of a brain fart as well there. Vettel is getting close. He's in his pit window, but optimal pit window. He needs to go at least another 2 or 3 laps. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he can kind of make it and conserve these tyres. He's going to be going onto the hard tyre, so he's going to be going deeper into the race without having to stop again. So that's going to be probably good for his race. But yeah, we'll get it close, and then we'll probably literally push what's left of the tyres out. We're going to go down to really want to conserve those tyres, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to drop that down, and yeah, we'll try and speed this closer to his optimal pit window. Stroll's probably going to be entering his soon. Vettel is unbelievably has caught Stroll in a big way. I'm very surprised at how he's catching Stroll when his tyres are gone, basically. So once Vettel goes through, we will then call him into the pits, gang. So yeah, he is going to open the pit options. So yep, he's going on to the hard tyre. And yeah, we want to pit this lap.
And box.
Stroll is in his pit window as well. You could probably go another couple of laps. So I want to literally just hammer what's left of these tyres this lap. Really go for it. There's no point holding back now. Because we're coming in the end of this lap. Stroll is up to 15th. I don't know if that's because the McLaren has pit or not. Or if that was the issue with the Ocon spin that caused him to fall so far back. But nonetheless, it's interesting to see that we are up to 15th with Stroll. But might be a bit of this because of the pit stop window that's opening up, gang. Stroll might end up, up the field a little. I want to try and go a little bit further with Stroll, maybe 2 more laps before we bring him in. So I'm going to move over to Stroll now. We're going to follow him round. But yeah, we'll go 1 more lap and then we'll probably pit him. Vettel is in his pit stop. 2.9 seconds for his pit stop. I'm just going to mooch back to Vettel as he comes out, because I do want to attack the first lap, to be honest with you, on the new tyres. And we will actually deploy a bit of ERS as well. Let's go back to Stroll, because when he rounds that last corner, I want to harvest some energy, and I really want to just hammer what's left of the tyres with Lance. So we just basically get the most out of this car as it rounds that corner. So let's
single yellow. Copy.
Let's yeah, we're going to open that window. He's coming onto a medium, so we're doing a slightly different race strategy because he was a bit further forward up the field, and I think the medium might be a better tyre, to be honest, to get him on.
We need to charge ERS.
Up to 10th. Let's deploy and we'll harvest that. I'm going to let him. Tyres are getting a little warm. Let's just go aggressive for a bit then on those tyres.
Drop back a bit.
Just for a couple of laps, and then I'm going to obviously drop that onto
Energy if you need it.
standard.
Yeah.
So, Stroll, we're going to follow you into the pit lane, my friend. Where is Stroll? On the racetrack. There he is. He's going to be coming in now. So I wanted to harvest the energy, to be honest with you, but that's not going to be the case. He is going to drop down the field. It's just how it is. Vettel's down to 18th, but Vettel is playing the long game, to be fair. So there is that to be thinking about. Much better stop for Lance Stroll. That does have to be said. So yeah, we'll go pretty quick out of the blocks for Lance Stroll for his first couple of laps, and then we will ease it off a little. I think once Vettel gets to 90%, I'll probably really ease that back. And see what happens basically. So we'll just go a couple of laps, and then this midpoint of the race, we really don't need to be keeping an eye on it all that much, to be honest with you, gang. Could probably really kind of move it forward. Stroll is back in 17th place, a couple of seconds off off of Mick Schumacher. And I think it's time to just ease off with Vettel. He's not going to go anywhere in this race, to be fair. Stroll is the one I'm probably going to have to concentrate a bit more on for the rest of the race. But Vettel's got to go all the way to lap 43-ish before he changes onto the softs for the latter part of the race. So he really just needs to settle into this now and see what he can do from that position, basically. Stroll is on the faster tyre. He's going to about lap 41. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens from here. So let's just speed this through a bit, because there's not really too much we can do from this point. I think once we get to that 90% mark, I'm going to drop that down to standard, and we're just going to deploy the ERS as and when we need to from now, gang. Yeah, we're in that middle part of the race here, and we're a slow team. We're a back marker. I don't see too much going on for us. So we are going to deploy that energy.
Copy.
We are going to have a little bit of fuel left over, which might help us at some point, but now don't really need to worry about it. Stroll is pulling away. He's on that faster tyre. I could have kind of fully expect him to do that. Will he catch Schumacher up though? That is going to be the question. Will he catch Schumacher up? What tyre is Schumacher on? Schumacher, if it would just stay there, he's on the hard, so we might catch him up. We might catch him up. We are going to harvest the energy now though. So yeah, where is Schumacher? He is 2.5 seconds up the road, and we're not really catching like I thought we might. We are 3 seconds ahead of Vettel, 3.5 seconds ahead of Vettel. But yeah, let's just speed this up a bit. We're in the midway point, the halfway point of the race. Mick Schumacher, I think, might have spun off the racetrack there, because both Vettel... Oh, a lock-up. He had a lock-up, because I see both Stroll and Vettel go flying past him. So yeah, that's helped us out. Up to 16th place. Both he and Vettel are on that hard tyre, so hopefully Vettel can do Stroll a favour here and help Stroll pull away a little.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
Yeah, if we... I might put this on defend actually and see if we can hold Schumacher up a little. Might help Stroll's race, to be honest with you, at this point. But yeah, this is where we're finishing, gang. We are not finishing it in the points in this one. That's just the way this cookie's crumbling.
Seems to have been a lock-up.
Ricardo locked up. Schumacher's managed to get past Vettel. Okay, that is what it is. So Stroll basically needs his pace now to help him. We're going to get lapped by the race leaders. Oh, Vettel's back in front of Schumacher. I probably could have shown you that, gang, but I haven't done so. Because this is... at the end of the day, we're a back marker. How much of this do you really want to see? Vettel and Schumacher are having their own little fight at the back of the grid. And Schumacher, with a good overtake there, has clearly used his DRS down the main straight. And
move indeed.
done a very
And with
good
that,
number on
they've
Vettel there, hasn't he, to be fair to him. So, Lance Stroll, it's back to you, good sir. Can you stay ahead of Mick Schumacher as we manage these two racers? We're getting close to that pit window. We are getting close. When is his? It's lap 41-ish. So he's going to be first. He's actually going to pit first onto the soft tyre out of the two drivers. You've still got a much longer stint, and you're on the same tyre as Schumacher as well.
Aston Martin with a great play there.
There we go. It looks like Vettel's back in front.
Here's the replay.
So here we go.
So this
It's on the
is
it's on the straight again. It's that DRS. They're literally going tit for tat using the DRS on the main straight, and it's not even for points.
And there
Not
they
even
go,
for points.
moving up a position.
But positions
Just incredible
in the
manoeuvring.
end could be the difference between finishing last in the constructors
Back
and
in the garage, the team absolutely
finishing,
loved
you know,
it.
just above and getting more prize money basically. So it's all important, believe it or not. So let's push this forward again. Going to deploy a little of this. As you can see, we've got a bunch of fuel. Let's push, push, push. With the burn off some of that fuel, shall we? And see if that can help us a little in this spot of the race. I'm just going to go to ×8 speed, and then once the fuel is
Pass with an overtake there.
back, oh, there we go,
Let's take a
Vettel.
closer
Vettel
look.
back in
Now
front.
just focus
It didn't
on
matter.
Haas.
And they've closed in on Stroll. Unbelievably. They have really, really closed in on Lance Stroll. I'm going to take this down to normal speed. Schumacher's got past Stroll now. Stroll's really struggled in the latter part of this race. And Mick Schumacher has flown ahead. Stroll must have made a mistake, because Vettel's right up his arse as well.
They've locked up and gone straight on.
But pit window's open, and Vettel is the faster driver out of these two at the moment. Let's take a look. 140. Yeah, Vettel is the much fastest driver at the moment. I think Vettel needs to get past Stroll. Which this is a real turn of events. I thought Stroll was going to be the one that was going to bring it home for us in the race, and instead it looks like it's going to be Vettel's going to be the faster man. Come on, Vettel. Do the business, mate. We'll stick that into overtake, because you are close enough to get past him, to be fair. There we go. He's going to do him on the home straight. No real surprises there. And Lance Stroll's race is not the one at the moment, gang. It really isn't. There you go. That was a real turn up for the books, to be honest with you. Vettel's got a real bunch of fuel he can burn off, which I might do once he's got that soft tyre on. I might do it then. So yeah, let's just push this forward a little.
Just had a car run wide.
Stroll and Vettel are having their own little tit for tat. Schumacher's into the pits, so they've both gone ahead. Stroll's the one flying all of a sudden.
So use energy if you need it.
Copy.
Yeah, it's going to be Stroll to pit first out of the two. So, yeah, we'll just keep it on. There's a +4 speed. So, yeah, I think once we go through the checker over the start-finish line for this lap, then it will be time to bring Lance in. So I'm going to hammer it this lap with Lance. And then, yeah, we're gonna pit. We are going on to the soft tyre. Let's pit this lap, and then we're getting there with
Box.
Vettel as well. So yeah, we're basically just going to throw everything at this lap for Stroll. pulled out a bit of a gap, hasn't he, already? But what I'm basically trying to do is pull out enough of a gap between us and Schumacher. We might even come out ahead of him.
Someone's run wide.
Alonso runs wide. Just going to harvest that energy. You've got a little ways to go. Just speed this up. Like, we're overtaking the race leaders. What on earth is that all about? Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Right, so let's just put that back to balanced, and in he goes. So let's switch over to Vettel while the pit stop takes place, and yeah, we've got to harvest some of that energy, and we're probably going to go another 2 laps with Vettel before we pit. But, I want Stroll to go. That's a slow pit stop, to be fair. But yeah, we need Stroll to come out, and then from there we can push this forward, this race. Not been the greatest race, has it, gang? But I feel like that was always going to be the case, because we are a slow car, unfortunately. So yeah, it was always going to be the case. Let's just push this forward a little bit.
Is that a lock-up?
Tsunoda locks up. Stroll is pushing. Stroll's behind Schumacher. Right, so Vettel is time to pit for you. So let's get him on a fresh pair of softs. And yeah, then we need to kind of micromanage what's going on over here. But yeah, I want you to attack everything basically. So where are we at? Stroll, Vettel's in the pits. They're both going to go past, the 16th, 17th respective. Vettel's going to come out in 18th place, right in front of bloody race leaders. Not the greatest situation for him. We're going to push. I'm actually going to burn off some of that fuel as well, because there's so much fuel for Vettel. That's the ERS. And we'll do the same with you. Yeah, I feel like Vettel can really kind of push these tyres a bit more. He's only got to go about 11 laps on them. Hamilton locks up. But we will go drop that down a bit. And we'll deploy the energy. So where are we at? We are... Vettel's in front of Stroll. Jesus. Unbelievable. And we got caught in some traffic, and that has not helped us, because Schumacher has romped into a 7-second lead over us. And I think that is that, gang. That is that. We are finishing where we are. I don't think there's a lot we can do now. I'm going to burn off some of the excess fuel we've got. But yeah, I think that is pretty much our race, because we've got stuck behind Hamilton and is it Bottas, who are fighting over position. And we've kind of got drawn in and stuck behind it. So it's one of those things. 17th and 18th. We gained a couple of positions for Vettel. We obviously started from the back, but yeah, we're essentially the second worst team on the race grid at the moment. So yeah, that's not amazing, is it, for us? Vettel can't burn the fuel off quick enough. I'm going to charge that ERS, and yeah, we might as well speed this through a bit now. I'm going to charge that ERS for a few laps, I think, and get it close to the 100%. Don't really need to be pushing the car, to be fair now. Obviously, we're trying to burn that fuel off. I'm just going to drop that to balance, because I'm surprised, to be honest with you, how much fuel is kind of left there now. But yeah, not long to go in the race. And yeah, we're pulling Schumacher back in. It's just not obviously at a quick enough rate of knots, and the traffic really hurts, to be honest with you. Really, really hurts. So 4 laps to go in the race. We're going to be finishing towards the back of the grid, and I just hope that as the as the season goes on, it's going to get a bit better than this, gang. So I don't think we want to be watching this all season long. But this is the joys of F1. We're obviously going to go more than one season. Something I am interested to know, and I don't know if anybody who plays the game knows this. Can you move teams? You know, is that something that could happen? Could we be poached by another team if we do a good job at Aston Martin? I know it happens in real life, but does it happen on the game? Stroll locked up. That's brilliant. That's just what we need, Stroll. So look, we are comfortably the second slowest car in the field, but we're also comfortably 30 odd seconds ahead of Latifi. They're really slow. Really, really slow at the back of the grid. When we get to lap 56, I'm just going to push. I'm going to push because I feel like we can. So Vettel is going to come through first. Look how far away we are from the rest of the grid. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm just going to push the tyres for Vettel. Burn off some fuel as well. So yeah, let's just go a bit more aggressive with him. Deploy everything. I'm going to deploy that as well. I want to push on the fuel, but I can't push on the tyres. I've got to be conservative for the last couple of laps. And Leclerc has won the race. He takes the checkered flag. He's going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. We are going to be all the way down in 17th and 18th. It's a bit of a disastrous final kind of sector to the race for us, to be fair. Not at the best time in this one, but we learn and we will take this experience into the next race. Hopefully it can only get better from here, basically. Gang, Leclerc gets the fastest lap as well, so that's going to be the bonus point for him, which is amazing. And Vettel is going to finish in front of Stroll, 17th. Oh, actually, we've still got a lap to go. We were lapped by the leaders. We still have a lap to go. Incredible, really. We might as well drop that off, and let's get this lap over with, shall we? It's not exactly been a race to remember for Aston Martin, has it? Schumacher ended up 13 seconds up the road. And yeah, that's it. That's race position confirmed.
That's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's winner. We can take
So there you go. Leclerc takes it.
a win for Charles Leclerc.
Brilliant win for the Ferrari team, first race of the season. But work to be done for Aston Martin. And so, as the race comes to an end, this is confirmation on what happened. So, Leclerc finishes the race first, gets 26 points, and we are down in 17th and 18th. Lance Stroll goes back a position. Vettel makes 3 positions on the race. As far as the drivers are concerned, they obviously go into that position, and the constructors, as I've said, because we finish in front of Williams in the race, we actually end up in 9th, and that could be very important come the end of the series. But my friends, we are done and dusted for this first episode of the F1 Manager 22 series with Aston Martin. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And let me know what you're making of it in the comment section below. If you're new around here, please consider hitting that subscribe button for more F1 content, along with all the other stuff that's on the channel. And be sure to drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed it. But until next time, my friends, can you please pray to the F1 gods that we get better, but stay safe, stay humble, and I'll see you real soon.